This reminder is courtesy of Keep 'em Home, serving our area with pride and integrity, providing in-home care for seniors and disabled individuals who are confined to their homes or need additional aid to complete their daily activities. For more info, Keep 'em Home, on the air because they care.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Industrial Services reminds our drivers distracted driving is the #1 cause of accidents on our roadways. Drivers, put down your cell phone. Stop texting and driving before texting and driving stops you. Industrial Services offers local professional waste management. Call 402-467-3581 for quality customer service. Established in 1915, Industrial Services cares about our kids and reminding our drivers, don't let your smartphone make a fool out of you.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side, his border, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Ostrider. Watch out! Marfisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That's right. Welcome into The Drive on 93.7 Ticket and ticketfm.com. No Nick, no AD. You got AO and Jake Sorensen. Jake, how are you?
It's good to see you, Austin. Just
Likewise.
hanging out for another hour here. Keeping it rolling on a Tuesday morning here.
That's what we do. I appreciate you filling in.
No problem.
We talk Royals all the time, but not often in person. Not this in
texts.
A lot of texts.
It's usually me texting you about. I tend to be positive. I'll text you Royals in a good way, but then I will say, this team stinks. This guy needs to be gone from the team. Why is he on?
Where do we send guys who are gone from the team?
Into the sun. We send them into the sun. We have an ongoing debate about who the closer should be, and right now, neither of us are right because both guys stink. Who are the options? So yeah, I would say in our text conversation, it would probably be 68% Royals conversation.
Yes, 30% business and 2% miscellaneous.
Yeah.
I will say it is a kind of a bellwether for me. I know if you just send me Royals, it's good.
That's good. Right.
Otherwise, it's this team stinks or this guy needs to go into the sun. And now the Royals could still be up by 3 runs. So sometimes you fire a guy into a sun.
You look at the box score and say, Jake, they're winning. It doesn't matter. Look what just happened. Look what just happened during this game.
He's a disaster. He cut into the lead. We will end up getting your fired into the sun rankings coming up probably around 9:45. But for now, Jake, I want to take a different tack for this Kansas City Royals conversation. Do you know who has the best record in baseball right now?
I do. The Milwaukee Brewers do.
How about
they've won 10
that?
straight. They got 74 wins. That team was kind of scuffling back in May, and then they just really hit their stride. I think they've had 2 separate 10-game win streaks this year, right?
And 3 separate 6 or 8 game win streaks. The Brewers are an incredible story, doing it with not the star power that you think of for teams that might have the best record in baseball. Jay, can the Royals ever get to that level?
Yes.
Can the Royals build to the Brewers level?
Yes, because they actually do care now. They're paying players to stick around. They signed Seth Lugo to an extension. They're willing to actually pay guys who perform. That didn't happen in the past. You know that. They think about the Beltrans of the world and Jermaine Dye and Johnny Damon. All these guys, they had talent there.
Did you see that picture of Johnny Damon?
He looks
online?
like he's 57 years old. He
what
looks
happened
bad.
to Johnny Damon?
He looks bad. They've had guys come through there that were talented, but they never had the pitching staff to make it work. And right now they got a decent pitching staff that's banged up. Everybody's injured. So the answer is yes. I mean, we've seen the Royals 10 years ago put together a great team like Milwaukee.
But they did it for 2 years.
How many years has Milwaukee done this for?
Since pick a year.
2017.
Since 2017, the Brewers have missed the playoffs twice.
Okay.
They missed it in 2017 by going 86-76, finishing second in the Central. And they missed it in 2022, winning 86 games, finishing second in the Central. COVID year's a little funky. They finished 4th in their division and under 500, but still made the playoffs. Other than that, they've made the NLCS once, the NLDS once, and lost in the wild card round 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, that's consistency, and they have different, they had Craig Counsell, who's now with the Cubs. They've changed managers, but I think they can. You've got a nucleus of Bobby Witt Jr., who'll be there for a long time. If your pitchers stay healthy, if Reagan stays healthy, he's been hurt all year long. I know Lugo's not a long-term guy. He's upper 30s. He won't be there forever.
But they did just extend him.
They did. Michael Garcia could be a long-term guy potentially. Vinny Pasquantino's playing like he wants to be there long-term. Salvi, of course, would not be there terribly much longer. He's getting older, but playing very good baseball. If
Cags,
if Cags comes back and is a long-term guy, I mean, certainly they can't sign him forever. They can't afford him once he gets going. But you got some, a couple guys in the minors that you like. Carter Jensen and Blake Mitchell are guys who are potentially players. I mean, they have hope, and they have so many pitchers right now for next season that are either hurt or on the roster right now trying to find a spot. So I like what they're doing with the roster, Casey. They need to find some better outfielders to actually hit the ball, which is what a concept
or hit the ball at all.
Hit it in baseball. Yeah, what a concept that is. But I like what they're building. They have a good nucleus, and it's just been unfortunate this year that you've had so many good players get hurt. But that's sports, though. That's sports.
It truly is. On our text line, Scotty Skur says, shout out the Brew crew. Everyone around here is elated. David from Renew, can you talk about good baseball teams? Go Cubs. That is why we're talking about the Brewers, because they are a
same
good
division there, David.
team.
You fell behind 6.5 games, my friend.
Think about how hot the Cubs started the year. Milwaukee left for dead. Again, not really that star power anymore. Christian Yelich has been actually decent. I thought he was done 4 years ago.
He's kind of back.
Contreras is solid. Even their pitching staff, Jake, doesn't have like the front line names that you would think of, like Freddie Peralta, Corbin Burns, especially being gone for a couple of years now. Of course, they trade Hader away. That, I think, is what it's going to take, though, for the Royals. When the time comes, are they willing to pull the trigger on the trade that hurts again from the major league level? I'm not saying Bobby Witt Jr., but I'm saying if Maikel Garcia, gets to 2 years left in his extension, you can see ages coming. Trade him before other teams see it come. It's going to hurt. That's not the way the Royals have operated, the way Royals fans want to do it. But even more than that, the Brewers have not drafted in the top 10 in a while. I think about the Guardians, not often in the top 10. Detroit, on the flip side, has been. They were pretty bad for a while.
Seasons.
But Tampa, another team that doesn't draft in the top 10. These are all, top half farm systems in baseball. Jake, the Brewers are top 5. And they have a legit dude in Jesus Made in the minor leagues. That, to me, is where I think the Royals really need to focus if they want to turn into what the Brewers have done. I mean, in first place right now, first place the last 2 years in the Central, and 3 out of the last 4. It's going to start at the farm system, where, the Royals have gotten bit contributions from Nick Lofton, from John Rave here and there. Cags came up and didn't exactly light the world on fire. But, man, you think about, like you were talking about, that 14-15 Royals run.
Mm-hmm.
That was farm system. That was number 1 farm system in baseball, and they paid it off.
Moustakas, Hosmer, Escobar, all those guys.
Kane they traded for Greinke.
That's right.
I think that Hochevar came through that system. Gordon was a top guy a little bit before that as well. That, to me, is going to be the lifeblood for the Kansas City Royals, is using that draft pool money wisely and continuing to restock, replenish through the draft, but also, like I said, through some of those savvy trades that, we can still call a guy up from the minors. He'll be productive enough to sustain, but we're going to get more value out of having 3 prospects in return for like 2 years of this other guy.
But at the same, like I said earlier, it is still nice to have ownership that is willing to pay out contracts. I know Bobby Witt, we'll look back and say that's probably a steal for the Royals and the deal they gave him, but they gave him a huge, $200 million? What was that?
Like 280, I want to say, by the end, potentially.
When have the Royals ever done that in your lifetime?
They have not.
Ever. They haven't. Lugo gets $48 million for 2 years like that. These, you don't see these types of, those used to be like incredible deals that the Royals would not do under previous management of Baird. They wouldn't, or Glass.
Allard Baird,
GM. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't do that. And now it's nice that, hey, we have a World Series title in the last 10 years. We've done it. We've made back-to-back titles. Like, this town cares about the Royals. Let's commit to the town. Let's commit to the city. Let's commit to the state. And so I appreciate that in an era with still no salary cap in baseball, where people forget about the Rays and the Royals. The Royals will never be up with the Yankees and the Dodgers, but they're at least trying to spend some money versus going completely farm system. I get your take there. It is, you got to have a good farm system for a small market team, but you also have to have ownership willing to spend some money, which they have shown. So I'm grateful for that, Austin.
Shout out John Sherman and his ownership group for that. I think what we've seen, Jake, over the last really 15 years, I'll say, of Royals baseball, is when the Royals are in the top half of spending in the league, or at least within spitting distance of it, they're competitive. 14, they got there. 15, they added payroll at the deadline, right, in Cueto and Zobrist. Even 16 and 17. Right, they were still up there, not top 10 by any means, but they were still, top half of baseball. They spent enough. But then what happened after 2017? They didn't extend any of those players, and they didn't trade any of those players. That's the old way of thinking. And that was my biggest worry, Jake, with J.J. Picollo taking over for Dayton Moore, is that it would be more of the same, just with a different name. J.J. Picollo has been so drastically different from Dayton Moore. And obviously, you pick second in the draft, you get Bobby Witt Jr. That's going to help.
That helps.
But J.J. Picollo made the Aroldis Chapman trade that Dayton Moore never did. and it got him Cole Reagan.
Yep.
JJ Picollo cut bait on Hunter Renfroe. That guy fired into the sun long ago, I'm sure.
He's number one.
But Dayton Moore would have never done that. That I think is going to be one of the keys to sustaining the success as well. Is no, JJ Picollo is not going to have 100% hit rate on trades. No, I don't agree with everything that he did, this trade deadline or the previous one. But again, Dayton Moore doesn't make the Freddie Fermin trade for two controllable starting pitchers, which I don't want to get into the mode of let's just look at baseball players as assets and think of them that way. But from a raw business perspective, that's a good deal that the old business Royals would never have made.
Agreed. Yeah. I again, like you said, I don't agree with everything they did at the deadline. I like what they did mostly. That Bailey Falter has been horrible, but
Sun.
He's in the sun right now through 2 games, through 2 starts. Yikes. Rough.
They won last night, though. And
they did. Not because of him, Austin, because of Salvi, because of Kyle Isbell.
Did you know Falter was the one that gave up that 466-foot tank to Cags?
I did not know that, but I'm not surprised watching him pitch. That was him. What's Cags' update? How long is he out for?
He is beginning his rehab assignment in AAA today.
What was the injury? Calf?
I'm gonna say hammy, maybe.
They could use him. They need some. He has not been great. He's his hit at 2 home runs
hammy
so far, 3 home runs, whatever it is. But it'd be nice to have his bat back in the order again,
or the threat of
the potential of that bat. Be nice.
Are you a Matt Quatraro guy?
I go on and off like we did with Ned Yost. I mean, isn't that? I mean,
that the
if
life
you're
of a
not the
manager?
Brewers right now, I think everybody goes on and off with your manager. But the Royals, they're not an overly talented team. They got they have. I love Vinny. I love Bobby Witt. Garcia has been great this year. Michael has been awesome. But with the injuries, it's hard to really go after Quatraro. I think he's makes some baffling decisions at times, but I think every manager makes baffling decisions. I think sometimes he pulls Noah Cameron too early from starts.
I think he's gotten away from that. Cameron's gone deeper.
Yeah, but
last month
for a
or
long
so.
time, maybe you're trying to protect it. But at what point have you had enough starts and experience that you're fine? You don't need protection anymore. I'm good.
Right.
I'm a big boy. I can handle this. I know what I'm doing here. I don't always love the way he uses the bullpen. We've talked about that at length, even though the Royals still have the 3rd least amount of runs allowed in baseball. So they've been overly very good on the mound. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's a bad manager. I think he's fine. I think the Royals should be patient with him. He made the playoffs last year. He won the wild card series against the Orioles. They did not beat the Yankees, but they were that was a fun series to watch. So I'll write it out with Q and say we have some disagreements here, but I think for the better part, is there a reason why Bobby Witt wasn't playing on Sunday?
Yes, back tightness.
Okay, because I think people thought that, hey, why is he getting an off day and in a must-win game, must-win series? That makes sense. All right, so it wasn't like that Q just said,
he didn't pull him. It wasn't
calm down, Royals fans. It wasn't Q's decision.
It was
back tightness.
It was the future of the franchise. Back tightened up a little bit, and then even yesterday they took a while to get their lineup out because they were seeing how it responded to treatment and pregame stuff. But obviously, King Bob was fine. Ends up going 2 for 5 yesterday, and the Royals 7-4 win over the Nationals. Jake, right now the Royals sit 1 game below 500 at 59-60. They are 4 games back of the final wild card spot. That's currently held by the New York Yankees. They are a game and a half back of the Texas Rangers. Massive 4-game series with them upcoming, and 3 games back of the Cleveland Guardians, who refused to die.
Yeah, they don't.
Everything they sold, everything that they lost to the trade deadline.
You told me, Austin. We talked about the Guardians back in May. You said, "Yeah, look at their run differential. It's going to fall apart for them." And here they are, like a cockroach. They won't die.
They have a worse run differential than the Royals, Jake.
I know, but you look at that, and you're right. They should fall apart. But Stephen Vogt is a good manager. He was a good player, longtime player. The guys buy into him.
They do.
Jose Ramirez is still very, very good.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. The pitching staff gets it done. Clase is not even there. Clase is going to jail, right? Is he going to?
Yeah, it's probably. And this Luis Ortiz
this guy was in the Cy Young conversation as a closer last year. He's not even there anymore. And he sucked when he was there this year.
Which is too bad because the Royals kind of low-key own him. Low-key.
Kind of
low-key own him. As in, they've gotten multiple hits off of him.
Yes, they have.
In his tenure.
They have. Yeah, the guard, again, I told you they just don't quit. As long as Jose Ramirez is there, they're going to have a chance. He just and you know what? He's really good in September.
He is.
He is. That dude, when it comes to the clutch, is awesome. So they're not going away. And the Royals still have like 1 or 2 series with them left, right?
I believe so.
And by the way, KC's in the midst of a 10-game homestand. They won the first game because Bailey Falter decided to have to come back in the game because the Nationals are 47-71. I know baseball is baseball; they're pros, but 47-71 is their record,
which is still 17 games better than the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah.
At least their stadium looks
the Rockies had a nice stretch where they were playing some baseball. Then the Blue Jays came to town and put up like 55 runs in them in 3 games.
63 hits in a 3-game series? 65 hits?
They lost the game 20-1 for sure. At home. Home games. Where, the crowd was still good because fans show up for Rockies games.
Yeah. Nice stadium.
It's a great place. The bars are right there. It's a wonderful place to hang out, but they have an awful product. And they did trade, their star McMahon. To the Yankees, right?
They did.
So they gave up they gave up game
finally,
1, really. But
finally. But speaking of hanging out, Jake, the Royals, like I said, 4 games back in the wild card race right now for that 3rd wild card spot, 1 game below 500. Here's the injured list for the Royals. You have Alec Marsh, who still hasn't pitched for the Royals this year.
Him.
Yeah, he's still around. James MacArthur was good a couple of years ago. It's been up and down since then.
General MacArthur. Where's he at now?
IL.
MacArthur's still in the system?
Yes. It's on the 60 day.
I put him in the Sun last year.
Why he's still in the system? Sorry.
How is he still in the team? I fired him into the Sun.
Chris Bubich, obviously, on the IL.
Out for the
Steven
year.
Cruz on the IL, 15-day. Mark Canha was not great, but that was a regular player. Michael Massey was a starter to begin the year. Cole Reagan still working his way back. Jack Haglione, Hunter Harvey, all on the IL. Michael Lorenzen on the injured list as well. You had Lugo spend a little bit of time there. It's been brutal to watch for the Royals. The offense has been the problem more than the pitching. But after last year, Jake, I don't know about you, but telling me the Royals were still at least in the hunt, in the chase, they had a chance in mid-August, almost regardless of what it would have looked like, I would have taken the Royals still having a chance right now.
Yeah, and that's why, you can get angry at Q for decisions, but that's a long list of injuries. A lot of important players, relievers, starters on the mound. Those are starters in the field, like bats you need. So he's doing what he can with what he has. And I still think, you can say what you want at the time of the trade, but the Adam Frazier trade coming back has been very important. He's been great for the Royals.
300 hitters since he's
been
returned.
awesome.
Yeah.
And he was, good enough last year. I know you did, but he was good enough last year.
No, he was one of the worst qualified players in baseball last year. He was,
but he had that home run against the Angels, though. Don't forget that.
He also had that robbery against the Tigers.
See,
that ended up being the difference between the Royals going to Houston and Baltimore.
See, now we're talking about that.
I'm just saying, 2 moments do not redeem how wretched he was last year.
I
fired him into the Sun.
Well, I took him back out. I brought him back out of the Sun.
You recalled the Rockets.
I just can't believe you brought a name. I have been so mad. James MacArthur. I forgot about that guy, and I thought that he was just DFA'd.
No, 60-day.
He's a closer throwing 88 miles per hour.
But they love that hammer curveball
that gets hammered because it hangs all the time. General
MacArthur. Let's go.
Why do you do this to me, Austin? I was having a good segment, and you brought up a name. I just makes me cringe.
He was really good there at the end of 22.
That season wasn't very good.
No, it was wretched.
Yeah, I'm talking about seasons that matter.
Right, which is why he
was good for a crap team.
Now, I am firing Sam Long into the Sun.
Well, he's been there for a long time. Don't bring him back.
There we are not firing the escape pods to bring Sam Long back to Earth.
No. He's there. But I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back. I'm bringing back Frazier.
You're bringing back Frazier.
Frazier's off the Sun.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
He's off the Sun.
Official fired into the Sun rankings coming up at 9:45. Will Salvador Perez make it to Cooperstown? We'll get into that when we return to The Drive.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on The Drive. Austin Norman, Jake Sorensen hanging out with you for this first hour of The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. 402-464-5685. Got anything on your mind, anything you want to talk about? We're talking a lot of Royals right here. Thunderknot Colin says, stay Royal, and please let Jake know that unlike early break, my texts get read here.
We got a lot of texts we fired through. We can't get them all, Thunderknot Collins. I apologize. We appreciate you and all the breakers and all the listeners of the station in general, but it's not intentional. It's not intentional.
It's really not personal if we don't read it.
Yeah, it's not personal at all. We see it.
Usually.
We try to read them. Can't get to them all. Keep trying.
Indeed. So stay Royal. I think that's a good place to jump us into this conversation. Jake, if I asked you today, is Salvador Perez Cooperstown worthy?
He's worthy. The question is he going to get there? What's he at? He's not at is he at 300 home runs?
He is at 294 career home runs after a game-tying 2-run shot last night.
He will likely get 6 more home runs in his career to get to 300, and I think that's a huge benchmark for him. I don't know how many guys at 300 home runs are in the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of guys out there you'd say, wow, he has 300. He should not be a Hall of Famer. But Salvador Perez has been good in the postseason when he's made it there. He has been – I know his defense has gone downhill the last couple of years, but he was a really good defender his first – 3 or 4 years in the league? Is that right, Austin? Good defender?
Yeah, really. I mean, for
Gold Glove, how many times? 5-time Gold Glove winner?
5-time Gold Glover.
That's big for Hall of Fame. If he finishes this year strong, if they make the playoffs somehow, and he's a big part of it, and he has a decent postseason performance, he's going to come back for what 1 or 2 more years? What do you think he's got left in the tank? He's been good this year.
He's 35 right now, I want to say. Yeah, he just turned 35 a couple months ago. It's going to be interesting to watch because he's shifted off primary catching duty.
Yes.
Now he's back there after the Freddie
Which is why it was sad
trade.
to lose Freddie for me. But again,
right.
I understand. And he's having a good time so far in San Diego.
He is 2-run home run off Logan Webb last night. Good for Freddie.
That win 4-1 win.
Indeed. I really think that Salvy's around for probably 2 more years, which means he should probably be done next year, but they'll keep him around for 1 more, which is fine because the Royals have a crop of young catchers in the minors, right? On the doorstep, you have Carter Jensen, who is tearing the cover off the ball
in Omaha,
like we haven't seen since Jack Caglione was in Omaha so long ago. Carter Jensen has been absolutely incredible, just continues to rake. You think about Blake Mitchell, their first-round draft pick from 2 drafts ago. Luka Tresh in the system. You have Ramon Ramirez, who people are high on. Hyung-Chan I believe is his name as well. Royals have a lot of catching prospects. Having Salvy around is never a bad thing. But Jake, to me, I mean, this is a perfect eye test versus advanced stats sort of case. 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glover, 5-time Silver Slugger, 15 World Series champ, and of course, he was the World Series MVP.
Yeah.
There, remembered of course for that run. But did you know he did not catch the final out of that World Series?
Who?
Do you remember
trivia.
who did?
Okay, in 2015 against Wade Davis.
Wade Davis
threw the pitch.
Inside corner.
Yeah. I need a hint. I want to get. Don't tell me the name.
He bumped into the batter.
Oh, is it Drew Butera?
It was Drew Butera. It's Drew Butera who caught the final inning.
Drew Butera
of the 2015 World Series
with the hair. Drew Butera.
Nice hair.
He gets some flow.
He was the Michael Jordan of Cam Gallagher's.
That's right.
Something like that.
Okay. All right.
They also traded away, by the way, Cam Gallagher.
They did.
But I mean, if you look at that, Jake, 9-time All-Star, 5-time Gold Glove and Silver Slugger, World Series winner,
there.
World Series MVP. And here's this from Not Gaetti, Twitter account.
He led the majors 1 year in home runs too in 2021. 48
primary
home runs.
catcher.
48 home runs that year.
Royals record.
Bad season too for the Royals.
Home runs, indeed. 3 Major League Baseball catchers, Jake, have hit 290 home runs, have 5 or more Gold Gloves, and won at least 1 World Series ring. We've mentioned that Salvador Perez is one of them. Any guesses on the other 2?
Give me the accolades again.
290 or more home runs, 5 or more Gold Gloves, and at least 1 World Series win.
Pudge Rodriguez.
Pudge.
Got 1. Yvonne and okay, one more. One more. I need 1 more.
1 more.
Give me a decade here.
This would have been 70s, 80s.
Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench.
Hey!
Good work.
Baseball guy.
Good work.
Baseball guy.
Official. That's the company Salvador Perez is
He's
keeping.
probably a Hall of Famer.
Those guys are Hall of Famers. But here's where we go back to the advanced kind of numbers. If you look at Jay Jaff's JAWS score, which takes essentially the best 7 years of a player's career, Salvador Perez is 55th in catcher history, behind Bob Boone, Mike Scioscia, Jack Myers, Mike Napoli. He's even behind Tony Pena. Yes, that Tony Pena. Tim McCarver. You look at what's some other names. He's behind Javi Lopez, who's
this list
probably
sucks.
been off the.
This list is biased. It stinks. He's a Hall of Famer.
But he's also behind Brian McCann.
What's the
Victor
list?
Martinez,
what's the list
Russell
go off
Martin.
of? What's the data?
That's the thing. It's all encompassing, right? Just advanced analytics kind of compiled into one number. You have Salvador Perez, the number 55 spot all time. His JAWS score, Salvi's down at number 55, 23.7. Hall of Fame average for 16 catchers, 44.3. So if you look at, according to the advanced stats, even the wins above replacement, as good as Salvi has been this year, still only worth 0.2 wins above replacement.
Yeah, I always wonder with Salvi, if you were a fan of somebody else, not the Royals, we're biased. We see him all the time. We've seen him for years. He's been a huge part of epic seasons. He's been fun to watch. He's just he's got the childlike energy. You love that. But if you're a fan of the Yankees or a fan of the Cubs, and you think about Salvador Perez, do you say, hey, that guy's a Hall of Famer? Like, do you even think about him or ever at all? Like, we see him all the time. He's on our station every night when we have games. We see him on TV. I don't know if the common person knows much about him.
Which is wild because, again, 9-time All-Star, some of them pity All-Stars, right,
Yeah.
for some mediocre teams for the Royals. But you could also make the case that Salvi was the best catcher in baseball, at least once or twice in his career, which I know, 1 or 2 years, that's not that much. But he's been a top 5 catcher in baseball for the better part of a decade. I'm not saying he's there right now.
Well, he's old.
But he's old. But for the better part of, 10, 12 years, you could say Salvador Perez was comfortably a top 5 catcher in baseball, if not more. That has to mean something, doesn't it?
It should mean something, but again, in my world, he's a Hall of Famer, but I totally get if somebody that's not a Royals fan or not even an AL Central fan would say, why is this guy a Hall of Famer? His stats, again, the accolades are impressive, but there's a lot of guys that have impressive accolades that aren't Hall of Famers, but
Zach on our text line throws this out there. There's one catcher with 300 homers that isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Mike Piazza.
It is not Mike Piazza. Good guess,
Is he
though.
in the Hall of Fame, Piazza?
If he's not, he will be.
Okay. Do you have the answer?
I do have the answer.
Trivia.
The last name does start with P.
Old guy?
Let's see. Yeah, older. Pretty old. I would say.
Darryl Porter?
Yeah, this is another 70s and 80s guy. Played into the 90s.
Not Porter.
Not Darryl Porter. Royals legend Darryl Porter. Detroit Tiger primarily. First 10 years of his career.
Brzezinski?
Thank goodness, no, I hate that guy.
Brzezinski. He's a
that-
catcher.
Dude,
He
that
played for the
those,
Tigers,
those
the
frosted
Twins.
tips that he had.
I don't have
punchable
this
face.
one.
AJ Brzezinski. How about Lance Parrish?
Yeah, I would never have that one.
I know. Nor would I.
I had to give that one up. I had no chance.
This is also this broke my heart when I saw this because my favorite baseball player probably of all time, even including Royals. Like, I love me a lot of Royals. I think Bobby's probably taken the crown, but Mike Trout. Like, I am a Mike Trout.
I've already told you my favorite player of all time.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I want to know. Mark
Hey,
Grudzielanek.
I'd say Rudy's gonna freaking love this. And Rudy's listening over there. As a masher that Rudy is he called himself a macho man yesterday to our show.
Well, is he not? Yeah, obviously.
My favorite player of all time is Jim Thome.
Jim Thome?
I freaking love Jim Thome. I love
Really?
Jim Thome. I love him. Thome is my homie. That's the shirt. I should have had that shirt. I should have bought it. But
Jim Thome.
The great Jim Thome.
Jim Thome.
Jim Thome. I love him.
Do you, when you think of Jim Thome, what team do you associate him with?
The Indians, Guardians,
Okay.
Indians. Yeah, I mean he was good for the Phillies. He was, he played for the Twins later on. Was not great there. I think
Was
the
he
White Sox also.
for a while?
Yeah, he was the best with the Indians / Guardians.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I think like when I think baseball was at its absolute best was obviously the early 2000s when steroids was going. I'm a steroids defender. Bring it back. That was fun. I think about Thome on those Indians teams with Kenny Lofton and even Manny Ramirez before he went to the Red Sox.
Early Manny. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some good teams.
So I bring
That's
up
fun.
Mike Trout because both Mike Trout and Salvador Perez made their debuts in 2011, Jake. Mike Trout only has 22 more RBI than Salvi, only 43 more hits, and only 7 more doubles per year.
Yeah, but he's also played half the games.
Don't forget, Salvi also missed an entire year for Tommy John.
He did.
And is a catcher. Which now center field is also a premium defensive position, so I take that part out of the equation a little bit. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Trout has missed more time due to injuries.
Give me the games they played in that. I'm not trying to slight our friend Salvador Perez, but how many games have they played in their career?
Mike Trout has played in, he has 5,800 career at bats. Games played for Mike Trout in his career, 1,609 games played. So we take those numbers. We go back to our handy dandy Salvador Perez sheet. Where are we at? Come on, Salvi. Where'd you go? Salvi in his career has 6,300 at bats across 1,666 games.
So he's
missing a full
he's
year.
played only about 60 more games than him.
57 more games than Mike
Wow.
Trout.
Okay. All right, that matters. That's not as much as I thought it was.
Mhm.
And Mike Trout's a Hall of Famer, right?
Oh, if Mike Trout is not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. How many MVP? You've got 3 MVPs? 3?
Mike
Rudy
Trout
says
is a
yes.
3-time MVP, 11-time All-Star, 9-time
Yeah.
Silver Slugger, 2-time All-Star.
Well, there you go.
MVP as
Salvi's a Hall of Famer.
Mike Trout being hurt just makes me sad.
Well, he's been with a crappy team for years too. Like, get that guy out of the Angels. Give him a chance somewhere else. But he is their ticket to the game. People go to watch Mike Trout.
Yeah. I saw something funny. Like, they put together a list of the teams that should sell, and it's like a third of the league needs to sell. Angels, bad.
Yeah.
Pirates, bad. Even Baltimore, that ownership group hasn't exactly spent. Mariners are iffy. We did see it go.
Mariners are good right now.
But ownership hasn't exactly
got it. Yeah.
invested at the highest level.
I got you.
Obviously, Colorado, Washington is Washington-ing again. White Sox are in the process of being sold, kind of, sort of. See if that actually happens. But anyways, main point, Salvi to the Hall of Fame.
I
We're
agree.
agreed?
Let's do it. I'll go to Cooperstown for the enshrinement.
How important is it for him to get to 300 homers yet this year?
Well, that'd be 6 more home runs. I mean, he's on pace for right there. If you look
In
at,
43 more games.
He's got 21 homers this year.
Mm-hmm.
He's on pace for 5 or 6 more. So if he ends at 30 home runs, at 6 more,
27, 28 home runs,
28, that
there.
gets to 300. That's significant. I don't know if it matters that much for getting to the Hall of Fame, but it'd be nice to have the milestone before next year even hits.
And see, that's why I would rather he get it this year so he has it in the bank.
Yes.
So everything from now on is gravy, just in case. So
I like it for the fact it helps the Royals win more games, probably.
odds are good.
Yes, I like that.
Not a Tungsten Armo Doyle situation.
Yes.
Underrated baseball Twitter meme. Check it out if you haven't. We'll go to break. We'll wrap up hour 1 of the drive with Jake's Fired Into the Sun list after this.
It's a list. Industrial Services reminds our drivers distracted driving is the #1 cause of accidents on our roadways. Drivers, put down your cell phone. Stop texting and driving before texting and driving stops you. Industrial Services offers local professional waste management. Call 402-467-3581 for quality customer service. Established in 1915, Industrial Services cares about our kids and reminding our drivers, don't let your smartphone make a fool out of you.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska Insider today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Any fog we have out there is going to be clearing here as we head through the rest of our Tuesday. We'll get up to 84 for a high temperature, decreasing cloud cover, and a fairly light wind. Tonight, mostly clear down to 60 for an overnight low. We'll get up to 87 and sunny tomorrow with the 90s back on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
The trip of the summer is coming. Collective Soul. Live. Summer Unity Tour 2025. August 21st. Pinewood Bowl Theater in Lincoln's Pioneers Park with Our Lady Peace. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Collective Soul. Live. Our Lady Peace. Together.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Putting a bow on our baseball conversation here in hour one of The Drive. Boss Norman, Jake Sorensen with you. We're going over Jake's Fired into the Sun list. You've definitely heard bits and pieces of it. And for those who might not understand the concept of a Fired into the Sun list, these are players that have to play for your favorite team. It's too easy to want to fire opposition into the sun. These are players on your favorite team that you don't like to watch and feel as if your life would be better if they were off the team. In this case, sent on a trip with a one-way ticket toward our heat source on this third rock from the sun. All right, Jake, without further ado, who could you go the rest of your life without seeing play another baseball game for your Kansas City Royals?
Thankfully, some have already been gone for the team this year. Number one is Chris Stratton. We went through the break. I pointed out that this is incredible. Chris Stratton, relief pitcher, was DFA'd, I think, some point in May or June.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we point out Lucas Erceg has been not good for our thoughts this year. He was amazing last year. But in 49 innings pitched, he's given up 14 runs. Chris Stratton, in 17 innings pitched, gave up 15. Horrible. Into the sun you go. Angel Zerpa.
Oh,
I've had
on
problems
Zerpa.
for years for Zerpa. Actually, his stats aren't even that bad. Every time he's in the game, I get the hives. I know it's going to be bad. And it usually is. So Zerpa, into the sun.
Do not let that man see a right-handed batter.
Reliable left-hand reliever, not enough for me.
He's throwing mid-90s now, upper 90s.
Yeah, he's not good. Sam Long, into the sun you go. Really, these are now. Keep in mind, these are pitchers. I pointed out early in the hour that the Royals have given up the third least amount of runs in baseball. 300 runs less than the Rockies have given up.
300 runs less.
300 runs less than the Rockies. And I'm still starting with three guys that are pitchers.
That are decent.
Into the sun.
Well, Stratton is not decent.
Bailey Falter, into the sun you go.
Really? After 2 starts?
New pitcher from the Pirates, get out of here. You stink.
Okay.
He pitched against the Red Sox, gave up 5 runs in the first inning. And then against the Nationals was bad. He's in the sun.
But they won the game.
Yeah, not because of him. In spite of him, they won the game.
Okay,
we'll move on from pitchers. I don't love Jonathan Bolin, but he's not in the sun. Hunter Harvey, when he's healthy, is good, but he's never healthy.
He's unreliable.
But I'm not putting him in the sun because
I
he's
will.
good.
Sunmobile. Bye.
No. They already traded this guy for Randall Grichuk, but Andy Hoffman, in the sun you go. Hated that guy when he was with the Royals. Hate's a strong word, but I didn't like him.
Evan Sisk?
I don't mind Evans. He's gone, but I didn't mind Evan Sisk. Okay, batters. Let's go to the field now. Guys in the sun. The team doesn't score that many runs, but I don't actually dislike a lot of guys. I did. There's one guy that was gone a long time ago, which I told you I did not like. Number one on my list is not Renfroe into the sun. It's Kevin Biggio. Get out of my field. What's your point? Your dad's famous, all right? You're writing your dad's name, Craig Biggio, right? That's his dad, or
yeah,
his uncle?
That's his dad.
Kevin Biggio did nothing to reward. He was this year's Garrett Hampson, who I despise.
Son,
yeah, he was in the sun before he was
See ya.
in the major leagues. Hampson from last year, in the sun. John Raves is a good story. He's not in the sun.
Nick would kill you.
Hunter
if you figured out
Renfroe's in the sun. I didn't fire John Raven in the sun.
I'm saying if you did, Nick would have been very upset.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Melendez in the sun.
Yep.
He's done. He can't come back. He's got to be DFA'd or gone. It didn't work. They tried. It didn't work for MJ.
Yep.
He's not a major leaguer. He's not, at least with KC. I think I stopped there on offense.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like Adam Frazier. I mean, they're top. Bobby Witt's not in the sun. Vinny's not in the sun. Salvy's not in the sun. Michael's not in the sun. India, not in the sun, but he's been disappointing to me. Isbell's been good. Drew Waters, what do you expect from Drew Waters? He's back in Omaha, isn't he?
He is back in Omaha.
Cags, young, long ways to go. Nick Lofton, I don't have any expectations. He's not in the sun. Like, it's
Dairon Blanco.
I like him. I like
Blanco?
him. He doesn't play hardly at all. I like him. Biggio is number one in the sun. Renfroe in the sun. And MJ Melendez. That's my fielders, batters in the sun.
No Tyler Tolbert either.
No, he's fine. What's he done wrong? He's been actually pretty clutch at times this year.
He had the walk-off.
He doesn't play that much.
He is not. He gets picked off, though, quite a bit for a fast guy.
Well, explain to me.
The whole team does.
We talked about this in April and March. I said, Austin, why in the world is Kevin Biggio on the team and starting? He started the opening game.
He did.
He hasn't started for a month. I said, he doesn't do anything. He was bad in spring training. He's done nothing ever at all.
Well, the point of Kevin Biggio was to give you what Adam Frazier's doing right now. Yes.
No.
Yes.
The point was never
Yes,
in play.
utility guy.
He's a waste of space.
Well, not anymore because he's been fired.
Where's he at
sun.
now? Is he in
Let's see.
double A somewhere?
I think he cleared waivers and is still in the
probably playing single A somewhere.
Let's see. No, the Angels picked him up.
He's actually playing there, and you wonder why the record is what it is.
I do not believe he is playing there. I believe he's in the minors right now. Let's see. Well, actually, yeah, he's in the minors for the Angels officially, but he was supposed to be Frazier. And you picked him up on
I told
minor
you
league
in March that
contract.
this guy is not good. He stinks.
You ended up being correct.
Yeah, I'm right a lot. Just like I said, Estevez. Estevez is probably close to, which is sad because he's got 30 saves. His ERA's in the twos. But like you said the other day, you only feel good if he's got a 3-run lead coming in the game. If
You
it's a
hate
1-run
him in
lead,
extra
it's
innings.
over.
Tie game and extras.
A runner on second, that run's
no.
scoring. That run's
Ball
scoring
game.
every time.
Congratulations.
Hey, you won.
Jake, thanks a ton for filling in. I appreciate
The
it.
Royals
It's been
hour.
fun.
It's been fun talking Royals.
Well, Brewers, a lot of Royals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting Estevez in the sun, by the way. He's in the sun.
Officially in the sun?
Yeah. 30 saves, don't care. In the sun you go.
Not enough.
See ya, Carlos.
That's a guy I thought they maybe could have traded it.
They should have.
But, oh, well. Well, that's Jake. I'm Austin. We got the second hour of the drive coming up. Bach in with me. We'll turn our attention to some college football coming up next.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce is complicated. It affects every part of your life, your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions that it can take, it's times like this that you need a partner you can count on.
If you're a man facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today to connect with a local divorce attorney who understands the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Text GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. GO99 to 323232. 1221 N Street, Lincoln. Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply, stop to opt out.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Any fog we have out there is going to be clearing here as we head through the rest of our Tuesday. We'll get up to 84 for a high temperature, decreasing cloud cover, and a fairly light wind. Tonight, mostly clear, down to 60 for an overnight low. We'll get up to 87 and sunny tomorrow with the 90s back on Thursday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowden for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways, tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you can save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop! Woohoo!
Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. Former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainert, driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in hour 2 of the Drive Off. Norman still hanging out with you. Got another Jake in the studio. Jake Bachman. How you doing, Bach?
That's right. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. I try to follow up on Jake Sorensen. Tough shoes to fill, but we'll see if I can get
Well, here's the thing. You already have people's attention more than Sorensen and I did because you and I will not talk Royals baseball. there was a normal falling asleep at the wheel. Oh, is it this part of summer still? Isn't fall camp going on? Those are the exact texts that we got on the text line this morning. And I will remind you, folks, we are Lincoln's home for the Royals. Jake and I are Royals fans. What did you expect us to do? We had a chance. We took it. Deal with it. Eric, did you guys fire Nick? No, we did not. Nick is on his way back from a trip, and we are doing our best to hold the fort down in his absence. Bach, I know you're a college football guy, but let's get into some college football here. John Mateer, ahead of a huge pivotal season for Oklahoma and especially for his head coach, Brent Venables. Of course, Mateer transfers in from Washington State, but last night / this morning, there's some breaking news. He is being investigated for some gambling. Why? Because there were some screenshots posted online from a Venmo account that looked, it had his name on it, that just said sports gambling. College kids remain utter, unimpeachable geniuses when it comes to this sort of thing. Now, of course, this is still kind of in the infancy of the investigation. We don't know for a fact that this account is registered to this John Mateer. It could be a different one. It could be someone posing as him, trying to get him in trouble. Maybe it's an Oklahoma State fan gone rogue, a Texas fan gone rogue, an Auburn fan gone rogue. I don't know. Maybe they aren't thrilled with Jackson Arnold so far or whatever. But if it's true, that's a problem. If it's not true, it's still a problem because it's a huge pivotal season for Oklahoma. And to have to deal with your starting quarterback, a guy that's got some, legitimate Heisman hopes and odds based on the numbers he put up the last few years, this is not the way Oklahoma wanted their season to start after being ranked number 18 in the preseason poll.
Absolutely not. I mean, he is the reason I think that there's so much hope in Norman for Oklahoma to kind of break through finally. They've still got a pretty difficult schedule coming up this year, so they're going to need him to ball out. And we'll see. Like you said, Jackson Arnold didn't live up to expectations. I still find it odd that he is going to Auburn, and that's Auburn's like degree of hope when Oklahoma's just cheering his way out. But John Mateer was supposed to be that major step up, and he was. I mean, he was great at Washington State. But yeah, I mean, here we go again. Like you said, it's a weird kind of world we live in, where things are still kind of shifting. I mean, there's different ideas about sports gambling, how obvious, how easy it can be for anybody to access, and of course on your phone and such. But there's still rules that you got to abide by, and specifically, the screenshots have the user betting on college football games. It just does seem, like you said, it's so it's just so dumb if it is, because you would think that you would hide it in any sort of way rather than completely just write sports gambling USC versus UCLA. I mean, it is just straight there trying to get yourself in trouble. But there is always the possibility he doesn't know the rules. Just thought maybe his Venmo would be, never seen or something. But talk about not leaving a paper trail or a trail on you. This is
digital breadcrumbs, whatever. Yeah,
this would be about as bad as it could be. You wonder what the next step would be. Obviously, from here, we've seen different reactions to that. I mean, Nebraska had Aaron Eulis obviously on the team, but an injury kind of prevented that from really mattering all that much. So I don't know. I mean, it's like you said, just not good for Oklahoma. Brent Venables needs to win this year. I thought for the longest time he would make a good head coach, and maybe he will, but it hasn't been gone right in Norman so far. So I mean, yeah, it's difficult. Remember, they've got that Michigan game, so maybe we'll see the Michigan coach on the sideline, but not the Oklahoma quarterback on the field.
Wouldn't that be so college football? I mean, to see one quarterback not off the field because of gambling, one coach choosing when he gets to serve his suspension
for some reason.
And I mean, I don't think it could get more peak college football than two legitimate blue blood programs in Michigan and Oklahoma that you don't even get the best game because, number one, their coach decided that it'd be okay to steal signals in pursuit of a national championship and infiltrate another team's stadium with a staffer, wear the sunglasses, relay signs, and all that. What is the funniest outcome for this John Mateer thing? Is it funny if it's someone posing as him? Because to me, Bach, the funniest outcome is that he didn't actually do it. And it's some Oklahoma State fan that's jaded that Bedlam's probably going away, trying to get him in trouble. Now, of course, not funny, but it would be peak college football if it was some Oklahoma State fan saying, I don't like you. I don't want you to succeed. I am bringing it upon myself to bring you to ruin. And this is how I'm going to do it. Pull up a transaction or fake a transaction from 3 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I would hopefully, I would think that maybe, I'm just hoping that's the case, I guess. I don't know that it would be somebody just kind of setting him up here because he's the reason for Oklahoma's, that there's belief in Norman. So, I mean, he would be target number one if you're going after the Oklahoma football team this season. So, yeah, I mean, you just got to hope. And then, again, I don't know. Then you kind of get back into, okay, well, who would hand down a punishment? Can he choose when his punishment is suspended as well? Is that thing we can do now? That's why I think the NCAA, as we know, has lost control over the years. They're still kind of trying to be that governing body. We have NIL Go more on the NIL side. So I don't even know what, the NCAA would do because they usually throw a dart at a dartboard and decide that's how they're going to do their punishment. So it's just, it's all up in the air. It's all fun. Like you said, got to peak college football. I mean, we're kind of used to this. There's always a news story, but the outcome is always in question.
Do you think that we can ever go back to fewer incidents like we're seeing now popping up across sports? Do you think the toothpaste is kind of out of the tube? Because there's a part of me, Bach, that wonders if we're in such a spot right now where there was such this big push for legalized sports betting. It took off across the country. Of course, a lot of apps on the phone as well, where my hope is that it's just, hey, everyone got caught up in kind of the social craze, this wave. And then in 5 years, we're going to hear about this, once in a blue moon. It's going to be a really huge, sport rocking deal when it happens. Feels like we've kind of gotten numb to it. Oh, another one. Oh, that's weird. Didn't see this one coming, but we're not necessarily surprised by it. That's my hope. Do you think that that's going to be the case where it's just kind of a 5-year window of a lot of these, or do you think, no, that door's been opened, we're not going back?
Yeah, I mean, I think that leagues are almost gonna open up to it because I think there was and now I probably should try to remember, but there was a league that basically said you can bet on outside our league. That's fine, just don't bet inside the league. And I think
not in our facility or whatever.
Right. And I think that that's probably the fair way to do it, because it is so accessible and it is if I'm playing college football, why can't I try to make some money on the NBA, right? Or just like any other civilian or anybody out there, right? So I think that this is probably going to get more familiarized and probably more okay moving forward. But again, it's just going to be depending on if you're the NBA's had a few guys now under investigation for betting on their own games, and that that's always going to be a big problem if you kind of get into that situation. But it is what I think it is going to be lighter, and that's why when I see this, the whole story, I feel like there's going to be less of a penalty. I could be wrong, if found guilty.
That was going to be where I went next. What is the correct punishment in your eyes? Is sitting out a year good enough if you're betting on college sports games, right? Because that's really what most of these athletes are getting in trouble for. Number one, some of it is underage betting that they're not allowed to do. But the vast majority of these athletes, Bach, are getting in trouble for betting on NCAA sanctioned events, while they are also, NCAA athletes, which football, of course, is in a murky area with some NCAA oversight and governance, but of course the college football playoff being outside of the NCAA, championships umbrella. Is, a half a year suspension, a full year suspension enough? Or do you think that maybe we get to a point where the NCAA gets tired of dealing with this and just says, hey, if you bet on college sports, you forfeit the remainder of your eligibility?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be a possibility. like I said, I almost expect kind of a lighter suspension just because of how it is. Maybe falling into our just culturally is more accessible and I guess just acceptable. So when I look at this, I kind of think, 3-game suspension or something of the like. But of course, it just depends on where we are. I mean, again, you have to go through these different eras. I mean, that wouldn't be the same deal if this were done in the 80s, right? I mean, you kind of go through Jim Tressel getting fired for getting some tattoos for some guys. We've just kind of progressed through the years, and I think this is one where we kind of have to progress along with it and still slap the wrist, but to come down that heavily, I'm not sure. But at the same time, again, I almost want an extra suspension for the way that he labeled it. An extra game or two. I mean, like, okay, if you're gonna do this, at least have some sort of sense of this is wrong. And again, that's where you kind of question. I mean, having it so out there in the open, did he know that he shouldn't be doing this, or did he?
He was a redshirt freshman at the time.
Yeah. Or did he think it was more of the same type of deal where it'd be like a slap on the wrist or have to run some stadium stairs compared to, what it could become now? By far the biggest time of his career. I mean, this is where he can, Washington State and rising up there made him somewhat of a household name in college football circles, but you do it in the Oklahoma helmet, and especially you lead him back and kind of save Brent Venables. That could be one of the stories of the year. And we talked about it earlier too. We were talking about it during the break. There's not an obvious Heisman Trophy favorite, and not to say that John Mateer would be top 5. I think he's probably in the top 10, 15. So he's got probably as good a chance as anybody.
John Mateer, the odds I'm seeing are plus 2,500, same odds as Dante Moore from Oregon, who started off and on for UCLA a couple of years ago before his redshirt year up at Oregon. He's behind Carson Beck, also behind freshly anointed starter Ty Simpson of Alabama, Sam Levitt, Gunnar Stockton, DJ Lagway, Julian Sayin, Drew Aller. Your top 5 Heisman Trophy odds right now. Lenoris Sellers, South Carolina quarterback. Jeremiah Smith, Ohio State wide receiver. Plus 1,600 and plus 1,000 for them. You have 2 guys at plus 900 odds, Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier. Then how about this, Bach? Your current Heisman Trophy betting favorite, Arch Manning at Texas. I know we gave you some grief for Texas on the show yesterday during the drive, but man, even if I don't hate Texas with quite the same burning passion and fire that you do, if I'm a Texas fan, I don't know if I'd like to see this. A guy that's played not even a handful of games in college with all this hype, that to his credit, he's handled admirably well so far, right? We haven't had the Arch Manning scandal yet, nothing like that. It's been a lot of headlines made for him and about him instead of necessarily headlines made by him. But man, putting preseason Heisman Trophy favorite odds on that young man from a team that lost as much as Texas did, I get why the odds are there. I'm not taking Arch to win the Heisman this year, though.
No, absolutely. If it's Arch or the field, they take the field for sure. And it's just it's such a fun year, and I can't. It's so unpredictable. What the college football is going to look like by the end of the regular season, and then throw in the fact that you've got a single game elimination tournament, with 14 teams. It's going to be an incredible fun season. So maybe he could rise up there, but I think it's just amazing that we talked about it too, is where we're at right now. The number 1 team in the nation is an underdog in week 1. That doesn't even make sense to me, right? Like
what's the point of that little number?
Yeah. My college football brain is spinning, because it's like, typically you're kind of thinking, okay, well, number 1, who's most likely to go unscathed throughout the regular season. And so it's kind of retraining your focus to, well, Texas could lose in week 1 and still have I'd still think they could be number 1 by the end of the year. And it's like, well, yeah, that's true. So it's a weird dynamic that we kind of live in, and especially with no obvious favorites or Heisman favorites even going into the year. I've been saying this. I think if Nick Saban were still coaching at Alabama, I think they'd be default number 1, just because we'd have faith in them more than any other situation that's going on. So, I see it. And Texas is always going to get the benefit of the doubt, right? And I think that's kind of where we're at. The Texas fact that he's with Texas, the Manning name. But again, I think it's incredible that he's got to be Peyton Manning. He can't be Eli Manning in college, who was a great quarterback in college, but not to that Peyton Manning level. But the expectation is for him to be Peyton, if not exceed that. And that's incredible. That is an incredible amount of pressure and an incredible amount of faith from all these people that are putting it out there. I get it. He's got the Manning name, but he's only played in a few games. I've only seen him a little bit. And, go back to Steve Spurrier's quote. If he was so darn good, why didn't he start over a 6th-round pick?
There is that. And we know that the backup quarterback is the most popular guy on campus. And if he's not the most popular guy on campus, he's certainly the most popular guy in the message boards, especially for a guy like Quinn Ewers that, again, kept his nose out of the mud, right? That's an SEC, championship game caliber quarterback in Quinn Ewers, back-to-back college football playoff semifinal appearances, dealt with some of those knick-knack kind of nagging injuries, and no, certainly wasn't perfect and absolutely didn't live up to his recruiting ranking. But Quinn Ewers was fine.
Yeah.
100 other programs, if not more, would have taken Quinn Ewers over their starter last year. And yet here's all this clamoring for Arch Manning, which is just part of how the sports ecosystem works. But how about this, Bach? What if I gave you SEC quarterback to win the Heisman versus the field?
That's a little bit more fun because
your list, according to this here, would be Arch Manning, Garrett Nussmeier, Lenore Sellers, DJ Lagway, Gunnar Stockton, Ty Simpson, John Mateer, Austin Simmons, Marcel Reed versus the field.
That is an enticing bet you lay out there because I do. I mean, if I had to pick one, gosh, it's so hard. But I think Lenore Sellers would be a fun story. But last time we saw him, Illinois, shut him down pretty well. So it's
the Brett Bielema effect, baby.
Yeah. That's what happened if you played in the Big Ten. But it's so. I mean, I think that's I would probably take. Man. Well, obviously depends on what you give me on the other way, but
right.
That's a good bet. I would probably take the SEC quarterbacks. I suppose. I mean, it's a good list. I mean, what does that make up? Probably like 10 of the first 15 names you got on there or so?
Yeah, it's going to be half the top 20 at the very least. But there's no Hunter, there's no Jenny necessarily, unless you think Jeremiah Smith can. Yeah, this list is saying he's already in that conversation. Ryan Williams, SEC, but wide receiver as well. Man, I mean, I know there's a lot of NFL draft hype around Jeremiah Smith. Do you think he's going to have that Genty Hunter season? I don't know. It's on the table, but I don't know if I'd predict it right now.
He could, and I think he's the best bet for of all of them to live up to the hype, to be that guy. And I think he's the best player in college football. It's just hard to win the Heisman as a wide receiver, as we know. I don't know. That would be difficult. That's why. I mean, I think he would be almost like the safe pick, if you will, to be. I think he'll be in New York, and he's really the only guy among the group that I have pretty good confidence that, injuries aside, will finish among the top 4. So he would probably be the best bet. But again, it's just that wide receiver winning the Heisman, and what does that look like in the college football playoff era as well? Of course, Travis Hunter was a wide receiver last year, but we all know the difference.
Wide receiver DB, Shohei Ohtani award.
Yeah.
So then you have to go back to Devontae Smith. Let's play a fun game here before we go to break of Heisman top 5 in 2020, Buck. Devontae Smith was the winner. Do you remember who the runner-up was?
2020?
Yep. 2020. It was a quarterback. I'll give you that much. Former national champion quarterback.
Uh-oh. Trevor Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence.
Was still there? Okay.
Yeah.
2020. Yeah.
Third place, Mac Jones.
Okay.
Fourth place, here's a name, Kyle Trask.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Trask that year, 301 out of 437 through the air, 4,200 yards, 43 tutties, and 8 picks.
He was going off. I do remember that run that he had. I guess I probably would not have guessed that Kyle Trask finished in the top 4 of a Heisman Trophy campaign.
Number 5, Najee Harris.
Okay.
Now it gets fun. Breece Hall, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Ian Book finished 9th in the Heisman voting by passing for 2,800 yards and 15 touchdowns.
Wow.
Against 3 interceptions. Bring back the 1980s, please. And number 10, Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
43 catches, 770 yards, and 12 touchdowns. Good for a 10th place Heisman finish.
Man, I forgot how many Florida, a lot of Florida and Alabama representation in there. Man, yeah. That's one of my favorite things to do is go through the top 10 of Heisman Trophy voting. There's a lot of fun there. And you know, when you kind of look back at it, you remember there's only about usually 3 or 4 guys that are legitimately in there. So once you get to 9 and 10, it's it's just kind of how the rankings kind of lied. But it is always kind of fun to go back and see who even got votes, who was in the conversation. That Ian, I'd have to go. I would go back and figure out how Ian Book got in there.
So Ian Book that year for Notre Dame in 2020. Let's see. They went 10-2, ended up ranked 5th in the AP poll, 9-0 in ACC play, taking part in the the Atlantic Division. That is 33 points per game, 20 points allowed. Ended up losing the Rose Bowl, so they did make the playoff. That's when they lost to Alabama, 31-14. But Ian Book, let's just see kind of his career progression there. So the years before, 2018, Ian Book led the ACC in completion percentage at 68. The next year, he led the ACC in passing touchdowns, a 34-6 ratio and 149 passer rating. And then in 2020, he actually ended up, how about this, Bach? He led the ACC in passing attempts.
Okay.
Ian Book led a power conference in passing attempts. 353 attempts, only 15 touchdowns.
Well, and I don't know. Maybe they had a lot of how that math can turn out. Maybe they scored a lot from inside the 5-yard line and ran it in. I'm not sure. That sounds like the quarterback of Notre Dame.
They were led by Kyron Williams, who rushed for 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns. Ian Book did also have 9 rushing touchdowns that year.
Okay, yeah, that explains a little more.
Dual threat, Ian Book. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be back with more here on The Drive. Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
Batter up! Join us this summer at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed Salt Dogs games running now through August. Visit saltdogs.com for updates on everything you need to know about weekly promotions, giveaways, and special events. That's where you'll find the latest updates to make sure you catch all the excitement and never miss a homestand you want to attend. Haymarket Park is your ticket to fun all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right, most recommended Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you can save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Nebraska football opens their season on Thursday, August 28th in Kansas City, and you can be a part of the best pregame tailgate party with Blur Events, live from Kauffman Stadium, home of the Royals. Doors open 4 hours before kickoff with a live DJ promoting interactive competitions and giveaways. Tailgate games like cornhole, flip cup, and beer pong, access to ballpark concessions, and available air conditioning. Book your tickets today at blurevents.com/Kansas City and hang with 93.7 The Ticket on the scene prior to Nebraska versus Cincinnati on August 28th.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's The Drive. Austin and Bach with you here for the next half an hour or so before we turn things over to Adam Carricker officially.
Yeah. He's coming back. He's back.
Like he never left. That'll be 11-1. Bach in the black shirt, 1-3. Old school from 3 to 5 and teammates. Timeout coming up here on a Tuesday. That's your lineup to get you through the work day and get you home. Bach, we do have this on the text line from Eric. Kyle Pitts has been such a disappointment in fantasy football, yet I keep taking him. LOL. Are you a Kyle Pitts fantasy football believer?
You know, I don't think I've ever necessarily had him on my team.
Nice.
So I've avoided the curse of Kyle Pitts so far. Working with Farley every day, he's still there's still a lot of hope out there for him. But I don't know. Kyle Pitts is kind of it was crazy when he came out. He was supposed to be the next big thing. He turned out to be an okay tight end.
He is still on a roster. I'll give him that much. My brother has fallen into the Kyle Pitts trap 3 years in a row now. So he is in that boat. Bach, I want to get to some Nebraska men's basketball here because they posted online that tonight is going to be the debut of what they're calling the Road Back, focusing on Rink Mast, his recovery, and what it's take to getting him to the court. We've had various updates on him. he is at least very close to scrimmaging, if not, doing some 5-on-0 work for the Huskers. So that's a great sign for him and his recovery. He's been pushing it by all accounts. Sounds like it's been hard to keep him off the floor. But of course, Nebraska wants to be cautious with a guy that I don't know, Bach, when you think about Rienk Mast, is he, in your mind, going into 25-26, is he Nebraska's best player? Is he their most important player? Is there even a difference between those two things?
It's tough to do. A most proven player, I think, would probably be where you land. But again, with the injury, you don't know if he's going to come back, to full strength. I think he's definitely a guy that that can fit into what role he needs to, right? It's kind of dependent on the team dynamic. You trust him with the ball in his hands. So I think kind of all of that combined, but at the same time, I think maybe you feel like there's a ceiling, obviously, for him. Athletically, I don't expect him to go out and put Bryce Williams numbers up. But he's, at certain games, especially with a lot of guys, it depends on if he's hitting the long ball. If he's hitting the long ball, tough to stop. And if he's not, he could still grind it out and have a productive day. So I'm excited for Rienk Mast coming back. Obviously, again, we kind of go back to betting favorites. Would be the betting favorite to be the leading scorer on this team, but there's just so many guys on this team.
Really? I don't know if I'd put him up there in leading scorer.
Who would you?
He'll be top 3.
Yeah,
but I think Kendall Blue is going to get a lot of shots. I think that's the role that they have carved out for him. It also wouldn't shock me if Jamarcus Lawrence is in that conversation as well. That's a guy that I think will play primarily off the ball, which should give him plenty of opportunities. I mean, that's a double-digit scoring type of guy. Rienk, in his 1 year at Nebraska, averaged 12.3 points per game. And I'm not saying that Rienk can't or won't lead Nebraska in scoring. I think he will probably have to be a little bit more aggressive, especially in the early going. I could see Rienk getting up to that 15 points per game mark. But I think if Rienk Mast is Nebraska's leading scorer, that's probably taking away from what Rienk does best. I don't think that Rienk is hardwired to be that number one go-to scoring option. Certainly there are games, right? That Ohio State game where he was hitting those crazy threes. The sidestep one sticks out. The game against Purdue when Nebraska took down number one for the first time since the 80s. Clearly, Rienk Mast had an advantage against Zach Edey out on the perimeter. He leveraged that. He used it and was great. But I think what makes Rienk Mast who he is for Nebraska is that he can score. He doesn't have to score. I think Kendall Blue is more wired to be a scorer, right? Pretty good natural playmaker as well. But I think Kendall Blue's more wired to score. I think that Jamarcus Lawrence, right? That's part of the reason he left Nebraska was some of that role. I think he's going to come back and fit in a little bit better as a scoring guard with a little bit of pop there. Rink's a double-digit guy, but I think if he's Nebraska's leading scorer, either it's by, like half a point and then it's essentially a rounding error, and he's, within, a point and a half of 2 or 3 other guys, or something went terribly wrong and Nebraska really had to rely on him to score instead of his playmaking ability.
Yeah, no, I think you're right on. I mean, that's what I was saying. I would put him up there, but it's not with a whole lot of confidence that he would finish. Kind of going back to we were talking about Jeremiah Smith. He's definitely going to be a top 3, right? I mean, he's going to be among Nebraska's primary, most important player. And again, leading scorer doesn't even translate to most important player. Rienk Mast certainly could do that without leading the team. Averaged 3 assists when he was here at Nebraska, kind of following the tradition of Hoiberg's big men getting involved in the passing game. So yeah, I mean, I guess my concern, or I guess my hesitance for that would just to kind of be okay, let's see it happen. Last time we saw Jamarcus Lawrence, obviously he played at Rhode Island and was like their 3rd leading scorer or something along those lines. But is he ready to take over that role? And I think that he definitely could be. He was always the guy that to me would score 6 quick points and then he wouldn't score after that, right? And it's just like, man, if you can get the bucket on, get to the bucket on 3 straight possessions, or 3 out of 5 or whatever it would be, where does it kind of go from there? But yeah, we'll see. There's just so many new names and a lot of guys that are here based off potential. And like I said, it's going to be tough to not for Rienk, but for a lot of these guys to find a way into that starting lineup. Connor Essegian, maybe if there's enough, if he's hitting enough for one, and then if there's enough spacing and options could lead that. And I think Nebraska, I mean, I think that's where they are. They're a team where there's a few different guys that could ultimately finish on top as leading scorers, but you don't have that Bryce Williams that's probably, at least as we know right now, that's going to be the guy night in, night out. So it's just going to kind of be whoever is hitting that day, whoever, and this is a 3-point shooting team. So it really will a lot of the time depend on who's hitting that day, who's going to lead them in scoring. But again, going back to the fact that Rink can kind of distribute the ball and your playmaking ability, kind of like you're saying, and then obviously the rebounds and the second chance points that you're going to get there night in and night out. That's why, I mean, I think he's got a pretty good chance. And then, the other thing is too, it's funny because we want to see Rink get back to what he was, but you also want to see him at this time now where he's the clear leader or, kind of an all Big Ten type, take his game to the next level too. And so it's not just can Rink get back to what Rink was, because could Rink take a step forward now that his role, could, especially like you said early on, ask for him to take on more.
And for a guy that was certainly more athletic than a lot of the big men he was matched up against, but not necessarily a high flyer by any means, I'm really curious to see what kind of work he put in behind the scenes. If it was, how much of my explosiveness can I get back? Because that was a big advantage for him over a Zach Edey type. And now that there's a Zach Edey, they're running around or roaming college basketball right now. But I'll be really curious to see how much of Rink's advantages that he could create were due to being just a little bit more athletic than opposing big men, versus how much of it was he's such a good cerebral processor of the game. He's a natural passer. He reads game flow well. And if he leaned into that, maybe got a little bit better as a post scorer, not just a perimeter guy, that's going to be definitely something I'm monitoring. Let's say, his first year at Nebraska, he put up 12.3 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3 assists per game. If he averages that again coming off an injury, it's unfortunate this would be his last year in college, because it does take guys a while to shake off some of that rust. I'm not expecting Rink to jump up to 15, 10, and 5. That'd be huge for Nebraska if he was able to do that. I mean, then you're talking probably borderline All-American, and Nebraska's, pretty comfortably, I would guess, top half of the Big Ten if Rink does that, as well as a couple other things fall into place. But if Rink comes back and averages 12, 8, and 3, that's another really successful year for him, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, it just kind of depends on the team dynamic. Like we're saying, right now Nebraska is just a team that if returning players from last season, there just weren't a whole lot of them. Berke and Connor Estesian and Sam Hoiberg, and so we still just kind of have to see the roles, and that's going to be part of the fun is kind of defining those roles, finding those roles, and are those ever changing? There was times last year where you're starting different guys, rotating them in and out, just trying to find a good lineup for a team that, was borderline NCAA tournament. So that's what I'm fascinated by that. And we'll be able to see it usually kind of right away, kind of how everybody is kind of fitting in there. But specifically, the big man rotation, Nebraska's got a lot of length. And so it's going to allow, Rink maybe to kind of play the 4, perhaps. Kind of just depends on, or is he going to have to play the 5? Those could come with different expectations and different matchups, like we're saying. So I can't wait to see it, but I tell you, he's the biggest reason for optimism, I think, for this team. I think that's without a doubt. But I'm just excited about some of these other names. Like if Leo Curtis can come in, I mean, he's got all the promise in the world. No, you're not high on freshmen coming in under Hoiberg, but and then it's just some of the other guys there. I mean, can Berke take that next step? We'll have to see. Sanford, can he, follow along the Sanford name and eventually kind of become that guy? I don't know. I think his brother might. A different type of player, guard.
Yeah. But Fred likes Peyton's ability Price's ability to handle the ball like Peyton did.
Yeah.
Which that's wait and see for me.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the next step for Connor Estesian too. Can you handle a little bit more, create some of your own offense? Because teams are going to know Nebraska has these spot up guys. They're going to run them off. So you either got to get really comfortable, shooting over an incredibly hard closeout, or do what I think Nebraska wants to do is be comfortable putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim and drawing more eyes. So let's do this. Let's go to break. When we get back, Bach, I want your most intriguing newcomer for Nebraska men's basketball. We'll get to that to wrap up the drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Huge thanks to Doors Plus for their sponsorship here of The Drive. Austin Norman, Jake Bach have been back with you for another 5 minutes, wrapping up The Drive ahead of the Adam Carricker Show. All right, Bach, I asked you your most intriguing newcomer for Nebraska men's basketball in 2025-26.
Well, I'm a sucker for the 7-footer Leo Curtis, but I will say with the freshman, kind of tag on him, maybe that shouldn't be my pick. But I still kind of like the big man. I think Ugi Ursavicius, I think is how you say it. Even Fred Hoiberg still won't say his name because they can't figure it out. But he is comes along having averaged 16.5 points. And I think with him, and we were talking about it during the break, is kind of what lineup you throw out there. Potentially starting, potentially kind of forming a front court with Rink, or having some sort of rotation there with Berke, maybe Leo Curtis and Jared Garcia and some of those guys. I think Ugi is the most intriguing to me. Obviously, just if you just think about bringing some even close to that, 16 points per game, if he can be 12, to go along with Rink Mass, that's a heck of a front court they could have. And whether it is starting or coming off the bench, there's been so many years in Nebraska basketball history, and it's like we need a big, let alone a backup big. And now their front court and their length is just, is there. Now, as with usual with any team, and this team especially, there's going to be some athletic teams that are going to give this team trouble, and some athletic front courts. But at least they have, what I always like is if you're in Nebraska, sometimes you just don't have bodies to throw at them. Nebraska's got bodies to throw, and I think Ugi could be a big part of that.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how Nebraska manages the front court rotation. My guess right now is it's Berke and Rink to start at the 4 and the 5 in that order, but you can play, Berke and Ugi together, I would guess. I feel more confident that you can play Rink and Ugi together. Rink would almost assuredly slide to the 4. I would guess, at least defensively, because my guess is they would still have Rink at the 5 kind of handling offensively. So that'd be an interesting kind of mix up, kind of like they did with Josiah Allick. Different styles of players, absolutely. The intriguing newcomer for me, Bach, I'm going to cop out, and it's not going to be a newcomer. It's Braden Frager. It's a situation where the more I hear this offseason, the more I think he has a big role, carved out in his coaches' heads. I don't know how big, but they really like him. Lincoln Southwest product, reclassed a year ahead. We got on campus last year, and time and again, Fred Hoiberg has mentioned, when we were going through the losing streaks, we contemplated pulling his red shirt. We thought he was ready physically. We think he can really shoot it, bring some energy, some intensity, maybe that the team didn't have on a night in, night out basis. I am rooting for the Braden Frager story because I think it would be great for him. I think it would be great for Nebraska in a lot of ways, because for the better part of our lives, really, we've been waiting for Nebraska to reestablish kind of that local pipeline. Like, hey, we can identify the top talent in our state that fits our system the way we want it to, and they can be successful players at Nebraska. It's time that they find another guy like that, throw Sam Hoiberg in the mix. Cale Jacobson, really curious to see how this year goes for him, if he's actually in the rotation or if he's going to be the 11th guy in a 10-man rotation again. But for Frager, 6'7", over 200 pounds, highlights, show that he can shoot it. Certainly a willing defender. Haven't, seen his intensity on display in person, but I'll take their word for it. I am so hesitant to buy in just because I haven't seen it yet. Doesn't mean I'm not rooting for it. But man, that would be the first step to Nebraska getting, on the path of Iowa, getting on the path of Wisconsin, because there's no reason for those two programs to be that much better at Nebraska basketball in their history than Nebraska has been. But they've done it, time and again with a bunch of local talent. It's time that Nebraska starts hitting on some of its own.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think, as like you said, kind of the rooting interest is definitely there for the hometown kid. I mean, there's just not that many names we can go through, especially guys. There's been a few guys that have transferred back, and, even Will Cooper, like it's a possibility here this year as well. And there's been some good stories there. But as far as, a guy right out of high school committing to Nebraska from in-state, it just hasn't played. I mean, I think Jake Muhleisen, who's been calling the games for like 10 years now, might be one of the latest examples. So it could be a cool story, and it is something that's interesting because his name keeps kind of popping up. He was a guy where they hit the transfer portal heavy this year. They brought in a lot of guys. I think there's going to be 10, 11, 12 guys, like you said, fighting for a time. And so I kind of initially just kind of thought, okay, probably not. But they've said he's going to play and he's going to compete. So that lets he's kind of in that level and fighting for some playing time. So it'll be exciting to see if he can take that step and, whatever that step might be, just at first initially, again, just kind of getting playing time. But if they like him that much, that, can carve out a significant role.
Dogman on our Starter Human Jewelers text line says the kid from Iowa will be the leading scorer. I assume you're referring to Price Sanford there, Dogman. Man, I don't know if I can go that far. I can't tell you no. I think that would be probably a huge breakout for Price Sanford if he does end up becoming Nebraska's leading scorer. I doubt that he, ever averages 20 a game in his college career. But if he's Nebraska's leading scorer at 14 points per game, then huge credit to Fred Hoiberg and his staff. He probably did have some of those on-ball chops and juice that they thought he did. But I also would guess that he wouldn't be the leading scorer by much. I think Rink would be in that conversation. I would still put the early favorite in that race to be Kendall Blue. If I had to guess right now, again, I think Jamarcus Lawrence has the ability to score it as well. You mentioned Jamarcus Lawrence, right? His kind of spurt ability, right? 6 points and then he disappears. Number one, I kind of think that's what Nebraska's looking for out of the ball handler position when it's a guy like that, right? Can you get timely buckets? The rest of the offense is bogged down. Can you beat your man off the dribble? Can you find a cheap one in transition? Can we get it to you for a spot up three? I think that's the role that Nebraska wants its point guards to be able to play as we think about it in a traditional sense. And I kind of think the same for a guy like Essegian, a guy like Price Sanford. You're not going to want to rely on those guys to be your leading scorer across a 40-minute game. I don't think that's necessarily where they're best or where they hold up. But, Bach, I do think both those guys, we saw it with Essegian at times last year, when Nebraska needs to stop a run from an opponent or Nebraska needs to put the finishing touches on a run to cause a timeout from the opponent, Essegian and Sanford, their range, their ability to shoot on the move in transition, to run off screens in the half court, those guys, I think they're not necessarily the building blocks, the foundation. I think those guys are more the roof. They're the cappers to these runs, and that's really where I see them getting the bulk of their points. Yeah,
I could definitely see that. I mean, I'm interested. Obviously, in Sanford, like we said, his brother kind of went through, a good career kind of trajectory of each year kind of stepping up. And last year, he averaged 8, almost 9 points per game and in only about 22 minutes. So I could see the prediction there. Maybe if he kind of steps up there, but also interested in Essegian's role because, he kind of took that Keisei Tamanaga 3-point shooter off the bench role and at times was wildly successful. At other times, just wasn't hitting. Now that everybody can shoot.
He took a CJ Wilcher role, not the Keisei Tamanaga role.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But in any case, now that everybody can shoot, I wonder if it's more, what kind of role they kind of target out for him.
Remains to be seen. We'll definitely keep monitoring that as they are still a couple months out from really getting going in earnest. Good Royals talk, good college football and basketball talk. Thanks to Jake Sorensen. Thanks to Jake Bachman. Don't go anywhere. We have the Adam Carriker Show coming up next on The Ticket. It's been The Drive, brought to you by Doors Plus.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Copple's 50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Copple since 1975.